Okay, we are back. Wasn't a good day of football for myself. Neither for Coach either, but at least it was a football Sunday here at the pub, and so we're going to talk about it a little bit more. Some great college football happened yesterday, and a shocking new addition to the top 25 poll. We'll break all down that for you guys, and Coach has an interesting list here for us again, and we'll take some beers for you here at the end of the show. But before we get to all that, Pub Talk is brought to you by Route 11 Chips. Route 11 Chips, the best chips here in the Shenandoah Valley, with great flavors such as barbecue, Chesapeake crab, and salt and pepper. 25 plus years of being in the business has led to some damn fine chips, so make sure you check out your local stores to grab your chip bag today. All right, let's do this. Hello, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday, because I could tell you Coach and I fucking aren't right now after the way that our teams have played today, especially mine. I'll get into it a little bit more down the line, but 3 points is pretty fucking abysmal, honestly. But anyway, still a good football Sunday.
It's football.
A good football weekend. I don't care what anyone says. 5 months, these 5 months out of the year.
What's going on with my mic?
What?
What's up with my microphone? It feels like everything's loose. I don't know. I'm trying to tighten it up. So
Yeah, because we totally mess with this every single. Maybe it was Tom.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Where's he at? Oh, he's
He's
over on the
mixed-
couch.
yeah, he's blended in with the couch. Anyway, so crazy week of football. I do want to start off, though, however, before we get into the Sunday games, the Thursday night game of Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos.
Well, that's one of the things we wanted to talk about. So
I got to tell you, man, it is absolutely terrible watching the Denver Broncos on primetime football. Whoever decided to schedule the Denver Broncos for 5 primetime games, you should be fired, because this is just ridiculous. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. The Denver Broncos have been in a game where the final score was 11-10 and 12-9. Okay, I just want you to know that. The Denver Broncos have paid so much money for Russell Wilson.
Yep.
And they are terrible. Their offense is atrocious. They have no offense. Russell Wilson is Broncos country. Let's ride. Well, guess what? You're riding yourself right into the bottom of the fucking standings right now. They are terrible. And I'm not going to sing praises about saying, like, well, are the Colts a good team? No, the Colts fucking tied the Texans. They lost to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, they pulled a massive upset on the Chiefs, but the Colts are a team that has a fucking tie on their record. Okay.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Here's the issue with the Russell Wilson debacle that is his first year there. The fact is, his contract is immense. And so when you think about who they got rid of to get Russell Wilson, well, guess what? To get rid of Russell Wilson now, even though it's only not even halfway through this season, what do you do? What do you do with this monster salary and this poor performance? How do you deal with that? No one, and I mean no one in this league.
How was a new head coach supposed to fucking deal with this?
Right.
How was a new head coach just supposed to step in and be like, okay, I guess this is where we're at right now.
He got $165 million guaranteed.
Okay, so right now, according to ESPN, they are the 17th best team. The 17th? They are the 17th best team? What?
$165 million guaranteed. He's got a 5-year contract with them, and it's a huge chunk of it's guaranteed money, which means we are in 20. You can't touch him. You can't touch him until 2027, right? you're stuck with this guy because there isn't a team in the league that's even going to be interested in purchasing his wares now. I mean, because let's face it, I find it hard to believe that they invested that much money in him. When who's he throwing to now, right? Who's he throwing to with his?
Cortland Sutton.
Okay.
AJ Hamler.
Okay, are they top flight, top tier
but
guys?
Jerry Jeudy is supposed to be.
Is he?
He's supposed to, be a good enough receiver for him. But
You're only as good as the guys around you. And when he was in Seattle, he had a couple of good receivers when he was in Seattle, right? What are you looking at?
I'm looking at their total stats, Coach.
Yeah, it's scary.
Through 5 games now, Russell Wilson has 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, how many
and
picks?
3 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's been sacked 16 times in 5 games as well.
Right.
He has thrown the ball 170 times in 5 games for an average yards per pass of 7 yards. He has 231 yards passing per game. Their offense has been on the field for 318 plays. I don't know if you know, that's a lot of fucking plays in 5 games. That's a pretty good amount of plays that they're on the field for 5 games. And they have 1,800 yards of offense. So let's
When they got him, Adam Schefter called it one of the biggest trades in NFL history. One of the biggest, right?
So through 5 games, they're on the field 64 plays a game, which is a pretty good deal. That's a pretty good chunk of change per game. And 363 yards of offense. They amassed 363 yards each game. But like I said, look at these scores.
They gave up 5 draft picks and 3 players to get him.
Look at these scores. 12-9, 11-10, 16-9, 17-16. Like, what the fuck is this?
Keeping it close.
Keeping it low is what they're doing. Anyway.
So here's the thing, though. Denver's defense is giving you a chance.
I'm aware of that.
You know what I mean? But that's all I'm saying.
$160 million, though?
165, yep.
Gets you this?
Yep. No, 245. 165 was guaranteed. 245.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it was supposed to be.
It's absolutely
it was supposed to be franchise altering, and right now,
franchise altering.
That's what it said.
This is a fucking franchise that used to have John Elway. This is a franchise that used to have Peyton Manning.
Yep.
Russell Wilson, franchise altering could suck my dick. This is not the answer.
Right? It's not. It's not good. This is not. It's just not. But
Because guess what? Those guys, they won 3 Super Bowls. Russell Wilson has 2 fucking wins as their starting quarterback.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the 2 wins are a 16-9 win over Houston and an 11-10 victory over San Francisco.
Who's much better than that?
It was much better than that.
Yes.
But anyway, I'm going to move on. The Giants are 4-1 for the first time since 2009.
You know what? I didn't know this. I'm going to go back. You know what? Denver bought with him though. Not only did they give him a $245 million 5-year, $245
as well.
Well, they got rid of that. They got rid of him, right? But at the same time, they took on the 2 years that he had left, so they had to pick up another $49 million. His deal, his contract now is $296 million. The extension he got pays Wilson, who has 2 years remaining on his previous deal signed with the Seahawks, an average of $49 million. He's set to make
Broncos country.
He's set to make $24 million this year, $27 million next year, and then his extension kicks in.
Broncos country, you're riding. I'll tell you that much.
And not to mention the fact that he's in his 11th season now. You think he's going to get all 5 years out of that contract?
Not with this production.
So you're guaranteeing to pay him $165 million. Dang, I don't get it.
Hey, your Bears did that for a player.
Yeah, they did. And look what happened.
I said I'm moving on
Right.
because this is atrocious to listen to.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Giants played the Packers in London, and guess what? Or Aaron Rodgers caught a fucking loss there, eh? The Giants are 4-1, isn't it? The Giants are 4-1 for the first time since 2009, and this is a team led by fucking Daniel Jones.
Yeah, but he's
you
getting
have
it done.
a healthy
He's getting done.
Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, he takes
You
a
have
lot of pressure
coach-
off of you.
You have a coach who has fresh ideas, a fresh offense, and just a
Daniel
better
Jones
overall.
was a manager of the game today. He didn't throw any touchdowns. He didn't throw any picks. He moved the ball, put it in Saquon's arms, and let his feet do his work.
And then for the Packers, I mean, this is just, I don't know, it's a shell of its former self, I feel, offensively. They may have Rodgers, but this is not the same team as it was the past couple years where they are the most dominant team in the NFC.
They're
They just aren't.
I mean, Rodgers. As much as I dig on that guy and fucking hate him.
No, I get
My
that.
whole thing is that when you have running backs like Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon, that helps Rodgers too, you know.
I get that, but like when I look at this Packers team, I go, they aren't as strong. They just aren't. They just aren't as strong as in previous seasons.
When you think about who they have in their top three receivers, Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard, Romeo Doubs, they're pretty good.
Yeah, but they also used to have Devontae Adams.
Mhm.
They used to spread the ball around
Right.
more as well. And also Aaron Jones was a huge factor compared to what he is now.
Right. And he's done for the season. He got hurt.
Just-
So-
I'm more impressed by the Giants because this is a Giants team that I know New York is happy to see because the other team won as well, but I'll get to them later.
Hey, let's flip over to the Cowboys and Rams. The Rams are losing now. It's only the first quarter, but the Cowboys are 3-1. The Cowboys are 3-1. What do you do with that situation when Dak comes back?
I mean, you're going to have to ask that same question when Deshaun Watson comes back for the Browns. I don't think Jacoby Brissett has done a bad job. I truly don't. But for the Cowboys, I've never been high on Dak. They paid him a lot of money and Ezekiel Elliott a lot of money. And guess what? They haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, I mean the first
I
game
think
of
they're-
game of the season, he gets a thumb.
Yeah, and Dak Prescott has been injured multiple times now with serious injuries, and he's still gotten guaranteed money out of it. And I go, what?
Yeah.
Remember that whole conversation?
Yeah,
last
we
year
said
with
that.
his fucking contract and his
Right.
agent. Guess what?
Do you pay him, and when you pay him, what happens with that?
Oh,
You know, I'm looking at Cooper Rush, and he's played 4 games. He's only thrown 4 touchdowns, but the biggest thing, 0 turnovers.
yeah, no, he's good. You know who's going to get another nice contract here very soon?
Yeah.
Is the quarterback of that team. Because if he keeps playing the way he is, Jalen Hurts. And guess what? Jalen Hurts, he's better than fucking Dak Prescott. He has a better mindset, and he works harder than Dak Prescott does.
Well, you know, he's a low-profile guy, too, you know, and I think that's how he's always been, you know.
But he knows. I'm not saying this from Dak Prescott, but I'm saying from Jalen Hurts, he comes from a winning culture in Alabama. He knows
With the right mindset
what
and
it
stuff like
means
that.
More to the team than win. Dak Prescott comes from Mississippi State. I don't know about you, but Mississippi State can't hold the jockstrap to what Alabama has done in the past 10 plus years now in college
Yeah,
football.
I'm really
A
curious.
lot of these quarterbacks could take a page out of that.
All I know is that if the Cowboys can beat the Rams today, and within the next week or
Cooper
so,
Rush
Dak
might-
comes back, do you sit Dak?
But what happens if Dak plays bad then? 'Cause,
Right,
I mean,
right.
It,
Well,
it's like
you-
a Tony Romo situation.
Right, you
where it's
sit Cooper Rush and Dak plays poorly.
just like, nice job, Mike McCarthy, who shouldn't have had he shouldn't have gotten the job in the first place. I mean, at the time, Eric Bieniemy should have been the head coach, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's just,
100%. I believed
It's
it.
just like at this point,
I probably would be a Cowboys fan if Bieniemy was the head coach.
I still fucking wouldn't.
Yeah, I would just because of what kind of a coach he is. So
Real quick, I'm gonna go through, these next couple games. Bills and Steelers. Look, the Bills are one of the best teams in the NFL. I do. I think that Miami game was a fluke and it knocked them upside the head saying, look, guys, we have a special-ass team. And there was 2 plays in the Steelers game where I go, yeah, that's how fucking easy it is for him. Gabe Davis and Josh Allen, the deep threat for him, I go, dude, 98-yard touchdown pass and a 69-yard touchdown pass. I go, it's that fucking easy for them. It just is. The Steelers have so many issues offensively, and then their defense, they have a lot of older guys on their team that are just not up to par right now. Mental mistakes, and it just, the Steelers are bad right now. They are. But I think it's also a coaching thing when I look at how Kenny Pickett plays. Dude, George Pickens, I feel so bad for the kid. I do. I think, like, you know, when Trubisky was in there, I go, dude, George Pickens is a freak. He just is. And Kenny Pickett gets him the ball, and they're like, where'd this guy come from? He's like, he's been on the team. We just never fucking threw him the ball. And then now you're seeing him catch the ball, and, yeah, he's just better than everybody. He just is. But the offensive scheme does not allow for a guy like him to be explosive. It just doesn't. It has to work in the scheme to be able to make it work. Dude, with Claypool and Pickens, those are 2 huge receivers.
That's 130 yards passing today with those guys. Just those 2 receivers. 11, 12 catches, 130 yards. That's
those
big
2,
stuff.
And then Deontay Johnson, you use him as
He had
more of a
another
slot
5
receiver.
catches. Almost 200 yards between those 3 receivers.
I look at that, but I go, that's playing from behind. And the offensive scheme, when it's not playing from behind, is very, very hands-off, very laid-back, very, check down pass. I love that. I love a screen pass on 3rd and 27. Let's roll with that. But I don't want to talk about the Steelers because, like, they're just fucking bad right now.
Yeah.
They just are. And I can't, it's not my fucking problem. Because guess what? If a coach can't coach, guess what? Tomlin should fire him. It's just the way it is. But the Bills, though, I do think that they are a Super Bowl team. I don't think that they are slowing down anytime soon. Because guess who they got to play next week? Oh, they're playing the Chiefs, and I know Josh Allen is fucking heated. I know he is. I still remember that game, man. I think
he's going to be out to prove a point.
That game. It's terrible to think about that game for him because he literally did everything for that team. But anyway, the Bills are a juggernaut. They are. They can score at any point in the game thanks to Josh Allen. He is an MVP.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about the Chiefs. The Chiefs are that way too.
Not without Tyreek Hill, though. I will say this. Without Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, you can find him anywhere, but they don't have Tyreek Hill. He is that one guy that you just, I need a 50-yard bomb. Oh, he's wide open. He hasn't been seen all game, but he caught that 50-yard bomb there.
I still think that those are the 2 best teams. I was thinking that the Rams might be an electric team, but they just don't strike me that way now. I think. But I'm telling you, the 2 best teams in football right now are the Chiefs and the Bills.
No.
What do you mean
disagree. No? I think Philadelphia
I'm talking AFC.
You said in football.
AFC, they're the toughest. The one side, the fucking Super Bowl will go through those two teams. Period.
Yeah,
I don't care what you think about Philadelphia. It's through those 2 teams.
Okay, that's fine. But Philly is fucking for real.
I think they're good.
They really are.
They're good, but at the same time, the one thing that Kansas City and the Bills have is they've got some serious playoff experience, and that makes a huge difference.
And what I'm saying about Philly is that they have a quarterback who is, he's
coming
been
into
to
his own. He's
game.
getting it done. Yeah, I think you're right.
He's been to the biggest games, and they also have an offensive line.
Look where they're at now.
That is just like, they're just going to do exactly what they did before. Dallas Goedert's just going to hit him in the back, and he's just going to win.
He didn't even have to.
That's how you always should do it.
If
you're ever on the 1-inch line, just put get Jordan Davis out there, the kid from Georgia, and literally just be like, I'm sorry, Jalen. Said hike and literally just ram him in there and just push him, man.
It's like he's getting a freaking colonoscopy.
Exactly. But anyway.
I just like the way he carries himself. It's like a day at the office. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing. All
right.
What a badass.
Bears Vikings. Kirk Cousins started off the game 16 of 16. That man literally didn't incomplete a pass against the Bears. And I got to tell you,
He was 32 of 41, 296.
yeah, he started off hot.
Yeah.
Now I will say this.
I think he was
I don't
12
give a
for
shit.
13 for 13, 14 for 14.
He was
something.
16 of 16.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. I don't give a shit, though. That's the 1 o'clock Sunday game Kirk.
Right.
I saw primetime Kirk against the fucking Eagles a couple weeks ago. And guess what? He couldn't do shit.
Yeah.
Now, am I saying that the Vikings are a bad team? No, but they're 4-1, and that one loss was a shutout. It was a 24-0 loss against the Philadelphia Eagles on primetime football. But the Bears, look, do I think they're a bad football team? No. Do I think that they have a lot of issues, though? Yes. Defensively, they are not fast. They are not quick off the ball.
They don't. You know, we give up a lot of passes too. We give up a lot of those mid-level passes, and those are the things that extend drives. It's not that deep ball. Of course, every team. There isn't a team in the NFL that can't catch the deep ball on occasion and make a great play. Look what the Bears did today. With they were down 21-3 at one point before the long pass from Fields to freaking Darnell Mooney, who makes this fantastic one-handed catch. And from there, the Bears are going to reel off 19 straight points. And they are going to be winning that game, and then their defense shit the bed and let them fucking get back into it. And Kirk Cousins did his job. He pushed the ball down the field, got him into a position to win, and he did it.
I just also think that for Justin Fields,
How that game ended to me is protect the ball. Protect the ball. And
dude, he's the most
just,
hated man in Chicago right
He just
now.
had the ball ripped out of his fucking hands and
Yeah.
went the other. I'm like,
What?
how did you not secure it with both hands?
You're not even a running back, son.
Right, just
The
get
fuck?
out of bounds. This is not the time.
Exactly.
With time leaking away, this is not the time to get the extra yard. Just get out of bounds. It's almost like sometimes when you watch these NFL games, you say to yourself, have they forgotten football 101? Just protect the ball, get out of bounds, and prevent a turnover. Live to play another down. And as long as there's time on the clock and you got another down, just keep playing.
You
And
guys
good things will happen.
You guys have one of my favorite players in the NFL, David Montgomery.
Yeah, he's a hell of a back.
He is a back that doesn't go down.
Yeah.
But you just don't. Your offense just doesn't click sometimes. Now, I will say your offensive line is absolutely dreadful. I mean, when you have a bad offensive line, it cascades down. When you cannot.
Yeah, when your
protect
leading
shit.
rusher is the quarterback, and David Montgomery has twice as many carries and half the yards. He had 11 carries for 20 yards. That's not good. That's not good. And then on the other side, you got Dalvin Cook, and Dalvin Cook, he's just so good. You talk about getting an extra yard, sneaky getting an extra yard, and then power for an extra yard. He's as good as they get. Dalvin Cook. And he's coming off the separated shoulder that he had or dislocated or whatever. He got the bad shoulder injury that he had against the Lions. And he's back out there today toting a rock. And it's just like he rushes for almost 100 yards against the Bears. It's just like, how did you not know they would use Dalvin Cook that way? And another thing about him, too, is he's good out of the backfield as a receiver as well. So...
Mm-hmm. A couple other games here. Patriots-Lions. Look,
Wow.
The Patriots with Bailey
Wow.
Zapp shut out the Lions at home in Foxborough. That's a hell of a job by Bill Belichick. Now, are the Lions a bad team? No, but their defense is fucking atrocious.
Yeah.
And when especially Jared Goff can't do shit, though, against a Patriots defense that was swarming him, though, I still look at this Lions team and I go, it sucks for Dan Campbell because I know that he has gotten this team into a better position than he ever thought he could, but their defense is fucking awful. They have the number one scoring offense.
They had no sacks against what is essentially a nobody quarterback in Bailey Zappi.
They have the number one scoring offense, Coach. You know what their defense is? The number 32 scoring defense. They have given up everything this year. Let's look at this. So if you look at, so that's team.
Turn it just a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. If you look at, this is offense. What the hell is defense? It's just doesn't show. Okay, so opponents. They score 35 points per game. They give up the same amount
Yeah.
to their opponents.
Yep.
They have 140 total points. They've given up more points to their opponents as well. First downs, they've given up 105, 40 rushing first downs. Okay? They also have a 52% third down efficiency for a defense. That is dreadful.
Yeah.
That is terrible. Let's also look at net passing yards. They've given up over 1,000 yards in 5 games already for net passing yards. And then for rushing yards, they've also given up 662 rushing yards as well. They're dreadful. They just are.
What are they?
They've given
1
up
and
18
5.
What's that?
What's their record?
They're 1 and 4.
One and 4.
Yeah.
So in 5 games, they're giving up 120 yards a game rushing.
Yes. That should not happen.
Yeah.
They are, in points wise, like I said, they give up 35 points on average per game.
Yeah.
And their offense scores 35 on average per game. Guess what? You ain't gonna win shit if your defense can't stop shit. So yeah, it's just dreadful. Good for the Patriots though. I mean, a third string quarterback.
Third
comes
string
in.
nobody who is coming out and making the offense go. He throws his touchdown. Now he gets a pick, but when you got a rookie like that, that ain't good. That is not good.
Eastern Washington, baby.
Uh-oh.
Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp to the house. His house. Reservations for 6.
All right. I know this game. You're like, oh, but Tua's not playing. But dude, the Jets and Dolphins. The Jets put 40 on their ass.
Yeah.
The Jets are, dude. When I saw Robert Saleh getting fucking hyped on the sideline, I'm like, dude,
I told you.
This is
exactly what does a good coach bring to you, right?
He brings some tenacity to your team and goes, dude, these are my guys.
Giving them a personality. Yep.
Yeah. They put 40 on their ass. I know Tua isn't playing, but at the same time, I go, dude, the Jets, they lose these games. I'm telling you right now, they fucking lose these types of games where, oh, they don't have a quarterback, still going to find a way to lose it somehow. But they didn't. And they put 40 on their ass. Breece Hall, their running back, is phenomenal right now. Their offense is actually looking good. And since Zach Wilson has come back, they've actually looked kind of pretty good, honestly. They've actually looked pretty stellar.
Well, I think they're getting a personality. They got a winning record for the first time in how many years? They're 3-2. And their last 2 wins have been exceptionally good wins. The good wins for a program that's been on its fucking ear for how long, right? And then you got a good coach who comes in, and you just think in year 3, when Robert Saleh gets his team fully underneath him in the 3rd year, think about their defense and how good. No, next year after this season, after you get a little bit of a, So we always talk about winning begets winning. And it becomes infectious. The guys, you got guys that are bought into this now, and if they can continue this kind of thing, and I'm not projecting anything spectacular for the Jets, but I'll tell you what, you get to have a winning record, be 8-8, or 9-8.
That's a win for the Jets.
Hell yes, it's a win. You can get to freaking 8 or 9 wins, maybe a 10th win somewhere in
the
there.
AFC East. You kidding me?
You
now
can.
with Tua gone. Now with Tua gone, you can easily be that second place team. You ain't gonna be Buffalo, but you could be that second place team. You absolutely could.
You might be able to shake up a Buffalo. You might be able to hang with.
I don't see that happening.
You never know. You never know. Who would have thought that they'd lose last week, right?
Who?
Or the week before, Buffalo.
But they played Miami though, and Miami's a good fucking team with Tua in there. They just are. They were on the field for 90 plays and still won the game.
I get it.
I'm just saying, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Bucks Falcons. Brady Mayer hired divorce lawyers, but he's still doing his job and beating the refs and also the Falcons. I know Coach didn't see it. Oh my God, Coach! There was a roughing the passer penalty at the end of the game. Where the Grady Jarrett sacked Tom Brady, and they called a roughing the passer as the sack happened. And I go,
Can we bring that
that's
up?
the
Can
type
we
of
get
shit
it?
that
Is it-
happens,
is-
man.
can we get it?
I need to find it because
Because I was out moving some furniture and cutting some grass and trying to clean up the yard after last weekend's long rains and everything like that.
This is bad. I'm telling you, once you see this, you're just gonna be.
It's right there at the top.
I know, but I've got a. No. That's not it. Because they.
Huh.
This doesn't show anything.
It's
Hold
got
on.
a. Oh, there
Here
it
we
is.
go.
All right, let me see it.
Brady's coming all the way from here. Watch him come all the way around. Now he's going to be down onto the hips of Tom Brady while he's in pursuit, so he's spinning around too. There's no intent to hurt the quarterback right there. You can see Tom's reaction. There's been a couple of calls here in this situation for Atlanta to hold on.
Are they saying he slung him down?
That is not in the spirit of the rule, the way it was created to protect quarterbacks going to the ground.
What?
Yeah, I
Coach,
don't see anything.
I don't know about you, but like when I look at that, you just cost them the game. I mean it. Like the Falcons, they sack him right there. That's a 4th down play. The Falcons get the ball back. They have a chance down by 6 to take the lead. They have a chance.
Right.
But then he gets a sack. He literally does his job. Oh man, that's the type of shit that people hate. It's like,
Yeah, and it
why
was
does Tom Brady get that? Why is Tom? I'm like, I kind of see your point because it's fucking bullshit. He's literally what? He slams him to the ground. He doesn't fuck. He's falling to the ground, so he turns him over.
They
what
both
are you talking about?
he spins him down to the ground. There's nothing violent about that.
Oh,
Uh-oh. Look at Hurts. Look at him. What the hell is this?
anyway,
they got
but
it.
like the Buccaneers won. It was a close game.
Yeah,
He threw
yeah.
the ball 52 times.
Yeah, he did.
He's old and pissed. But
Right.
anyway, that sack, I go, that's a fucking robbery. I mean it. That is a fucking robbery, coach. Because that's the type of shit where you go, what is my job then? What am I supposed to do? I'm on my ass, so I have to get him to the ground. So the only way I can do is turn my body to twist him over.
Right, I
That's
get you.
literally all I can do. And he just gets penalized for it. Oh my God, you should be fined. Just like these players are fined for their jobs for making mistakes and making stupid mistakes, guess what? The ref cost them that game. Sure, would they have won? Probably not. Or probably they could. But that play, I go, what is the defensive lineman's job? I mean it. What's his job? But anyway, yeah, sorry. That's just terrible, coach. That just is. I think that's just not a good thing to see.
Yeah, that can't be happening. That should not happen.
Just a couple more games, dude. What is it? What is fucking Jacksonville? What is Jacksonville? You actually put up a fight against Philly. You look pretty good. You get off to a 14-0 lead, and then you play against the Houston Texans, who have a tie on their record, and you lose 13-6. You can't even get a touchdown against them. Dude, the fucking Chicago Bears beat the Houston Texans, okay? I just want you to understand that. And they have no fucking offense, okay? So the Houston Texans beat a Jacksonville team. Dude, Trevor Lawrence, like, what gives, man? Like, I mean it. What
He threw
fucking
2
gives?
picks today, too.
He threw the ball 47 times. Like, I just don't know what gives with Jacksonville.
Right.
I
They
guess Doug
managed-
Peterson's
well,
is it like this down here all the fucking time? Is it like this down here where it's just like, we're on a high, we almost beat a good team, and then we just lost to one of the worst teams in the NFL right now.
Yeah. And the Texans are 1-3-1.
1-3-1. Okay? They have a tie on their record.
Yeah.
If you ever lose to a team with a tie on your record, you're a meme. But that's about it for the games. I mean, other than this, as Coach said before we started the show, the 49ers are playing the Panthers right now. There is some rumblings. The 49ers are winning 17-3. It might be Matt Rule's last game.
Could be. And I was watching some show and they were talking about it, and I'm thinking to myself, if they don't find a way to win, I think that he's done.
As he should be.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. you got
The,
chosen.
the hardest thing for an owner to do is to relieve his upper level management to relieve his top guy before the
general
season
manager. It's
before
gonna
the
be the
season
general
gets
manager. Yeah.
before the season really gets underway. But I'm just thinking about, jeez, look at that gashing.
Yeah, that was a huge asshole there.
Yeah, I like that black helmet. That looks really sharp, doesn't it?
The Eagles are supposed to display a black helmet this year at some point.
Are they? Uh-oh, look at that. Uh-oh. What?
Oh man!
What? He's housing that. Oh, they
You just
switched
cut
back?
away from
They
it,
cut
you
away from...
stupid shits.
Well, come on, Red Zone. What are you doing? They just cut away from a breakout.
And then the Cowboys are playing the Rams.
Yeah.
As we said, yeah, this could be scary if the Cowboys win this game and you go, dude, Cooper Rush we're 4-1 with Cooper Rush right now. And our one loss was when Dak got hurt. We haven't
Yeah.
lost a game since we've had Cooper Rush as our quarterback.
And the biggest thing about Cooper Rush is they just scored. It's 16-10,
And
going to
then-
be 17-10.
And then the Eagles versus Cardinals. The Bengals play the Ravens tonight, which I think is a good game. It'll be a tough test for both teams. I'm gonna pick the Bengals though, just because.
You think they're playing a little better now, a little bit more spirited?
Yeah, I think they're playing more spirited, and I also think that now that they're finding a little bit more rhythm, they're going to be just fine. And then you have the Chiefs versus Raiders.
You know, I think I've been saying this about Lamar. Lamar is about as dynamic a player as there is in the NFL. He just is. I don't know what more he can do for his team to help them win. I just don't. Are you telling me in any way, shape, or form he's not in the top 10 quarterbacks in the league? And not only because when you think about when he came into the league, you know, they thought, oh, he's just a rushing quarterback. His passing skills have vastly improved from when he got into the league. And in the open space, I'd put him with the football in his hands against anyone in the league.
The thing for me, though, the thing that sets apart a good quarterback to me is how can you handle pressure? How do you handle pressure?
And he's not done that over the
not done that.
especially playoff time. He's not done that.
Well,
but during the regular season, when you're trying to get there, let's face it, he's done what he's supposed to do, and he's he's looking for a new contract.
Oh man, the Cardinals got in. The other birds got in.
Battle of the Birds. Freaking Arizona just scored.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, and then the Raiders play the Chiefs tomorrow. The Chiefs are at home. I would pick the Chiefs 100% there.
You know,
Primetime
that's
football.
to me always been that's one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL, going back to the old AFL. And I think you throw out records. I think you throw out all those situations, and crazy shit happens. Crazy shit happens when those two teams play.
That's
I think
fair.
on paper, Kansas
Chiefs.
City's just better.
When Mahomes in the NFL, man, it's just what do you do?
Right.
I mean, when
Right.
he played Tampa Bay last week, it was just like give up.
Right.
I'm going to bed.
It was like varsity versus JV.
Yeah,
He was just so dynamic.
going to bed. I'll see you next Sunday.
Right.
See you
But
next week.
he's also been in that situation where he's looked dynamic as hell, and then all of a sudden, when it came to the playoffs, he got, and in the Super Bowl, he got shown the short way out. So
All right,
he's not above that. I don't think.
let's go to some college football now. Not many top tier teams playing against top tier opponents on Saturday. The biggest thing is, Alabama. They played against Texas A&M,
And that's
and
another
Bryce Young.
That's another
did not play.
situation. That's another situation where Bryce isn't playing. Alabama's still a good football team, but at the end of the day, you can throw out the records when those two teams play. You know
Sure.
what I mean?
You
I
go
think
back
you
to the
can.
Manziel days where just like 7 years ago where, they fought each other, but we're looking at the here and now, and yeah, Alabama's they're just better. I mean,
Right.
like even with the backup quarterback, they still find a way to win. Some other teams that pulled out a win, USC is riding high right now.
I'm
with
telling
Lincoln
you.
Riley, man, they really are. The Pac-12's weird.
And
Washington
we knew
lost.
that. We said that going in. We
USC
said that
is 6-0. Like they're just 7-0.
there's another 6-0 team on the West Coast.
Yeah, I don't.
The team
Pac-12
that we fucking squawked over beat number 11 Utah.
Well, no, I
UCLA.
swapped over them because their fan base,
Right, their fan
but
base.
everyone
It's
else
like-
is out taking pictures of themselves in LA.
Right.
I mean,
But here's
they
Chip
should.
Kelly. who has taken them from 2 losing seasons with them to now being 6-0 and being a threat in the Pac-12. You know, this is what
They have the richest Nike contract in the history of the sport. They gotta do.
They took down a very talented number 11 Utah team, and they did it in pretty solid fashion. To think that you scored 28 points in the second half.
South Carolina. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm impressed by what Chip Kelly's done there, and the part of me always goes back to saying, "Well, you talk shit about him." Now you got to go back and pat him on the back and go, "What the hell? Chip Kelly's getting it done there."
South Carolina pulls a stunner. Well, I don't think too much of a stunner on Kentucky, but Kentucky ranked number 14, and they get stunned again for the second week in a row. I think that's a pretty huge upset to myself.
Yep.
A good fucking game was TCU versus Kansas. Kansas was 5-0 for the first time, I think, since 1991.
Yep.
And they played against a TCU team that dominated Oklahoma last week. And TCU pulled it out again in a stunning fashion.
Yep.
But
That game was 10-3 at the half, and then to finish it 38-31. You know?
third quarter was a bulldozer.
Yeah, there's 42 points scored in the third quarter, man. That's crazy.
Arizona State,
and
Herman Edwards is fired, and guess what? Arizona State pulls out a victory against a top 25 opponent.
We talked about Washington last week. We were saying about how they were making stuff happen. Arkansas has fallen by the wayside. Okay, Cincinnati. They're in a nail biter. Cincinnati's in a nail biter with a 1-4 team in freaking South Florida. Notre Dame back on their winning ways again, finally getting a few things done, beating number 16 ranked BYU.
And then the nail in the coffin, the one that I think that Oklahoma fans are just now at the point where it's like, we actually did lose a good coach. Texas won 49-0. Oklahoma didn't get a single fucking point in the Red River Showdown.
Yeah.
They lost 49-0.
Yeah. If I am the fans there and we let Lincoln Riley get away. Now, what precipitated him getting away, I don't know. But the fact that he got away.
Maybe Oklahoma just wasn't there's a lot of coaches that are like, look, I just can't see myself improving here with the recruits that I get, because maybe.
But they've always been a solid program. I mean, they've been in the college football playoff. The one thing that's been the knock on Oklahoma and those schools in that conference has always been a lack of defense. And now you bring in this guy who. How many national championships did he win with Clemson? They won 2.
He won 2.
And what was the cornerstone of their freaking program was solid fucking defense. Venables' defenses were freaking.
You know what's interesting though, Coach?
Defense wins championships.
You know what's interesting though, Coach, is that a lot of those Clemson. I mean, he must have gotten hella recruits out there though. Maybe Oklahoma doesn't bring in as many big time recruits as you may think. Maybe. Because that is something that,
Jalen Hurts played there.
Yeah, he transferred there.
Kyler Murray played there.
Yeah, he transferred there.
I know, but they're going there. Those are top flight guys.
But they didn't fucking get recruited there is what I'm saying, though. And I'm saying that if you're a senior in high school and you're supposed to be the next big thing at defense, guess what? You don't go to fucking Oklahoma.
Right, you're going to Georgia, you're going to Alabama, you're going to...
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to a Clemson, right?
You're on offense, though, hell yeah, I'm going to Oklahoma. Yeah, they spread the ball around.
Right, I'm going to get to test my arm, and that'll help me get in the league.
And maybe that's what Lincoln Riley saw, is that, I just can't get anybody. I literally cannot compete.
Well, you think you can get a few guys now in Southern California? You think about California football.
In California,
you think about California football. It's not bad. I mean, it's good freaking football.
Modern day.
Yeah.
You want to talk about one of the best high school football teams in the country in the past, 10 fucking years.
What's Bishop Gorman's in Vegas? I mean, you can recruit, Nevada.
It's still staying close.
Right.
And a lot of those players want to
stay
close.
Vegas is only 3 hours by drive from freaking
But I'm saying
LA.
a lot of those kids also want to stay local to their school, to their state as well. There ain't that many people out in Oklahoma. Out in Norman, Oklahoma. There ain't that many people out there.
Well, I think there's good football there. I think there's good football in the Midwest. It's just not like football on the West Coast and in the Southeast. It's just not. That's not Florida. It's not Georgia. It's not Alabama. It's not Louisiana. For that matter, South Carolina's got some really good football in South Carolina. But
Yeah, no, on the East Coast, there's a lot of good players.
Right.
But they're not going to Oklahoma. They may get recruited there, but they may not choose that. Especially if
so,
you're
would
a
you
defensive
think? Would you consider? And because we always bust chops with the guys, you know, when the guys I coach with and stuff. Now, I said there are teams that are good. There are teams that are good, and those are the teams that are 6-4, 7-3. And if you're not careful, they'll freaking hang 35 on you, and they'll beat you when you least expect it. But when it comes down to it, they're nothing more than dump trucks. You know what I mean? They're a dump truck team. They're tough. They're physical and stuff like that. They don't have anybody truly dynamic. And then you get the teams that are great or to the point where they're elite. And there's a whole nother animal when you get to those elite teams. I talk about the local team here in our area, Martinsburg. And Martinsburg for many, many years has never had more than one loss on their record. If any losses in the last 6 or 7 years, they've not lost. They just took another loss this year. But here's the thing. They travel. They travel around. They bring the best teams to them from our area. They went to Ohio this weekend and lost in a nail-biter against I think it was Merritt from Ohio. And that's the first time in 7 years, CJ, the first time in 7 years Martinsburg has lost more than 2 games in a season. And so when I look at that and I think about these teams, when you think about how college football is, the elite programs don't beat themselves. You know what I mean? They play good, solid defense. They play. Think about when you think about the elite teams in college football right now. There is one elite team in my mind that stands out when they play defense, and that's Georgia. I don't care that they've been in some good games. Alabama's freaking tough. You know who else is really tough, and it's not surprising, and I'm glad to see it. It's freaking Tennessee. Tennessee is going to freaking roll up on freaking Alabama. And I bet you that game is
That's
tougher.
going to be a good game.
I would not be
If
surprised.
Bryce Young does not play, that is a scary-ass game.
I'm willing to put on the table that Tennessee beats Alabama by 2 touchdowns.
Would not, yeah.
It wouldn't
absolutely.
surprise me if
Would
that
not
happened.
surprise me.
And I'm glad to see that. When you think about all the turmoil and shit that they've gone through over the last couple of years, that's really, really good to
That's
see.
next Saturday.
Right, Florida just freaking ekes out another win.
That's
They
next
beat
Saturday,
Missouri, and
Coach.
Missouri had an upset last.
And it's at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Alabama has to go to Tennessee to play.
Yeah.
But anyway,
How about number 15, Wake Forest? When was the last time you saw Wake Forest?
the Demon Deacons.
Demon Deacons. How about them? They fucking rolled up on Army, and I'm sorry, but Army's probably playing a little short-handed, playing option football against the freaking a team that likes to chuck it around the ballpark a few times. I'm looking at through the games and stuff like that. Oregon scoring 49. Oregon's now ranked 12th. Their only loss is the first game of the season to freaking Georgia, where they were humiliated, and now they found a way. Another one that's really standing out to me, and I was never a fan of Lane Kiffin, but I'm telling you what, Ole Miss is fucking dangerous
Hey,
too.
and guess who they got to play as
And,
well?
and Ole Miss is
Gotta
going to play fucking Alabama.
Yeah.
and that's the measuring stick, right?
But look at those recruits that are going to these big SEC schools. They're
Exactly.
not going to Oklahoma.
We're-
Now, my last thing on college football is guess who is better than Oklahoma? Guess who has risen to the top 25, number 25 in the country at 5-0? The James Madison Dukes. They are 5-0 after smashing Arkansas State yesterday.
I'll tell you what, that game did not start out that way.
No, it was a tough game, but after the defense started to heat up, guess what? The offense was like, we're going to run the ball down their throat.
And guess where their head coach has learning experience from?
I think it's Nick Saban. I think so.
Yeah, I think
he only
he-
won a national
the-
championship with them, too, as a coach.
The process is the process. You can't tell me that he didn't bring what he'd learned
So-
with Nick's squad to freaking Harrisonburg, Virginia.
so
I
I'm
think
almost
that's
certain about this. Just continue.
no. I think that coaching coaching trees are very important. Some coaching trees are better than others, and then there are guys that
Right.
take what they learn and they expand on it. And I'll tell you what, I think what the head coach at JMU is doing is nothing short of amazing. Here they are, Sun Belt team now, full FBS. And the thing about it, though, the thing that bothers me the most is they've appealed to the NCAA that they can't play in a bowl this year.
They can't play in a New Year's Six bowl.
They-
They can play in a bowl game, but not a top tier one.
Right.
Correct.
But if you prove you can and you haven't done anything wrong, why not? You think they're going to waive that? Because at the end of the day, it's about who you play and how you play. And you can't tell me.
Oh, I would be so happy if they could play in the Peach Bowl. I would be so
anywhere,
happy. If they
Armed
could-
Forces Bowl, to go right down there to freaking Annapolis and play freaking in Annapolis in the Armed Forces Bowl. That it's a short trip from freaking Harrisonburg, a couple hours. You're not taxing, because I think when you're talking about sending a university like James Madison, a public school, to these big bowl, it costs money. But here's what I'm getting at. My whole point is this. Does the NCAA not understand what the success of JMU being in the Sun Belt and proving that they're in this top tier of football is? How do you not let them experience that? Because of the wealth that it will bring to the school. Imagine how much it's going to change the school. You think about Signetti now. You think about, I can go to a school like JMU, and if you think about you as a prospect, and you're getting second tier FBS schools and stuff like that, and you want to go to school in Virginia, and so you don't get a scholarship. JMU's affordable. JMU is an affordable school. It's not like going to Richmond. Richmond costs $58,000 a year. Richmond's only so good, right? They're only so good because of the talent that they can recruit to that small school. Whereas JMU is a much affordable school. You watch that school start to expand and get better and better. They're going to have to build another side to that stadium over there.
Oh yeah.
They're going to have to build it. They're going to have to take
You
the
mean
old.
Godwin Hall is going to be gone and they'll actually get a fully functioning
Well, no, I think they'll take down those stands and expand up over top of it and build underneath it, right?
But anyway,
You can't take down Godwin. You can't take that building
Now-
down.
if people are like, well, who the hell is this guy? I'm going to tell you this right now. From 2007 to 2010, Coach Kurt Signetti was the wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator at Alabama University.
100%.
I hope you understand during that time that Julio Jones was at Alabama University. So not only did he coach Julio Jones, guess who he also recruited to that university at that time? Heisman Trophy winner Mark Ingram. And players like Dante Hightower to that university.
Yeah.
He knows what a winning program is, and he knows how to treat his guys right and prove themselves to be a winning program. The FBS doesn't fucking scare them. The only thing that scares JMU is North Dakota State. When they move up, we're fucked again. We're going to be like, God damn it, can't you guys just stay away? Because can't beat North Dakota State, but can beat everybody else, apparently.
Yeah.
That just shows you how good North Dakota State really is.
Yeah. I'm 100% in agreement there. So.
But anyway, JMU, number 25, unbelievable in your first season ever. You are considered the 25th best team in the country. Out of how many fucking programs there are at the FBS
And
level.
I can see Coach Signetti freaking telling his guys the same shit that Nick Saban is talking about to his guys. Stop reading your press clippings. Stop, because what's going to happen is you're going to be playing some good football teams here soon. You're going to be playing some exceptional teams that have a chance to take you down a notch.
Yep.
And if you think 25 in the nation is important, is somehow important right now, it's not. It's where do we need to be at the end of the season? Where do we have to be to have that bowl game that takes our program to the next level? Because it will increase recruiting. It will get better, and they'll be even better. I could see them changing in the next 5 or 6 years. I could see them with recruiting and improvement. I could see them freaking changing conferences because they are that good.
100%.
Because they are that good.
But right now though, the Sun Belt is a good
is a
fucking
g-
conference.
I
to
think
be
you're
in.
right. I think about shoe size, and this fits. If you wear size 11, this is an 11 for you. You know?
All right. Well, you want to go get the beers?
No, I wanted to talk about this NFL fucking quarterbacks list
Oh yeah,
that
that's
drove
right.
me nuts.
That's right. I'm sorry.
So I went back and I was looking at some of the things, the top rated quarterbacks in the nation or in the NFL, and they're moving the ball. They're
Yeah.
driving, aren't they? Minute 38 in a second.
Yeah. Go.
Arizona
Go ahead,
driving,
Coach.
and I'm looking at the list of people on here. Number 20, Jacoby Brissett, top
He's
20.
the number 20.
Number 20.
Dude, I think he's done a pretty good job, honestly.
Yeah, he's 64.6% pass completion, 830 yards, 4 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Number 19, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is not a number 19 quarterback in the NFL. He's not.
No.
But he's only played in 3 games, so that's going to change. Number
Jimmy
17,
Garoppolo's a good fucking quarterback.
Who's rated above him? Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence. Almost 1,000. Well, he's over 1,000 yards passing today. 8 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Number 16. This is gonna be a bone of contention with Dallas. Is Cooper Rush. Number 15, and his stock is going to rise a little bit. He's going to jump up on the list. He's down from number 2 after last week's performance, Kirk Cousin. 14, and I don't know why he's in here. I have no idea why he's in here, is Russell Wilson. 14th.
14th? My ass.
Right, he's not
What
even
is this
he's,
list?
he's not even in the top 20.
4 touchdown passes.
4 touchdown passes, 1 interception,
He's
51.
got 3 picks.
Well, after today. Number 13. And you don't expect a Super Bowl winning quarterback to be the 13th rated quarterback.
Stafford.
Matt Stafford. He's got 6 interceptions. Yeah. Number 12, Ryan Tannehill. 11, not after today. He's going to drop. He was up 4 spots after last week. Jared Goff, almost in the top 10.
Yeah, he did not play.
Top 10, Kyler Murray. Are you telling me Kyler Murray's a top 10 quarterback?
No. Not right now. Oh,
He's
man.
making shit happen.
They're running the ball down their throat. Go ahead.
Number 9, stepping up into this, and I'm so happy to see this, and I don't know why. Number 9, Geno Smith. Top 10 quarterback.
Wow. All right, Geno.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 8, Joey B. Joe Burrow. Number 7, Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's out there with a walker. He threw a touchdown today. He's got 7 touchdowns, 1 interception. Hey, wait a minute. He's got he's got minus 4 rushing yards.
Still got over 1,000.
6, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers. Did he throw any picks today? I didn't.
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, I hope so.
He didn't play well. Let me find it.
Because Brady has 1,058 passing yards. He threw for a couple hundred more today and another touchdown, no interceptions. He's got 7 touchdown passes and 1 interception. Aaron Rodgers, I think, threw 2 touchdowns today,
Yeah,
no picks. So he's up to 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. How many yards did he throw for?
222.
Yeah, so he just ticked over. He's about 1,100 yards passing. Number 5, and I really, really like to see this, is Justin Herbert. That's really good. You talk about a ball player. And you're talking about a punctured lung away from still being a backup. But
It's like a Tom Brady situation
without the Super Bowls.
But, I
Right.
mean, it is like a Tom Brady situation, a punctured lung type of thing.
number 4, Jalen Hurts.
That's
He's top 5 right now. Easy
Can
top
you
5.
also look at his rushing yards as well? You look at his rushing touchdowns.
He's got 205 rushing yards.
That's huge for a quarterback, man.
Number 3, and this doesn't surprise me at all, is Lamar Jackson.
And then number 1.
He's got
Number
316 rushing yards. The problem with him is that the turnovers, he's got a fumble, 4 interceptions, shit like that.
2. Number 2 is Josh Allen.
Number 2 is Josh Allen. He's thrown
one.
for 1,200
Not after
27
today.
yards.
He's thrown over 420 yards today.
So he's at 1,600 yards passing. How many touchdowns did he have?
he threw
4?
4 touchdowns.
I think he had 4
Yeah,
touchdowns.
4
He's
touchdowns.
got 14 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
And then Pat Mahomes.
And then Mahomes, who is 100 and some yards, he's 400 yards behind him and has 11 passing touchdowns and 2 interceptions. The big thing about that separates them is that, to me, Josh Allen has 183 rushing yards. I don't know how you don't rate Josh Allen above him. I don't know why. Is it because? Do you think it's
You also
because?
have to look at the. I also have to look at the
mean-
opponents that Josh Allen has played as well. I look at the Rams, former Super Bowl champions on opening night, dominated them. He dominated them, and then 10 seconds left. What do you do here if you take a sack?
Oh
Oh,
no! First
what
and
do
goal.
what
You
do
got 7
One more
seconds.
play? You think you go for the touchdown here at the
Yeah,
end
hell
of the
yeah!
half,
I
though?
think he. The only problem is that Kyler Murray is a bit of a hurry guy. You know, he likes to hurry shit. So,
But anyway,
that was a good route. He just didn't get enough on the ball. I think that was a good route. Nice
you
little
think you got 2 more plays in this?
little.
But yeah,
little stick
Rams
wheel-
open
little
it
stick
up,
wheel.
just dominate them. The Titans, the Titans have been an arch enemy of them on primetime games, dominated them. And then, you go to Miami, you basically...
They're gonna make this throw quick. Here it is. 6 seconds. 5, 4. Good.
You go for the
So you-
touchdown here, Coach?
No, you take the points.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah,
But-
they're going to kick the field
but
goal.
you look at the-
14-7 Philly at the end of the half. 3 seconds left. Arizona looks like they were driving down
But-
to
But
third and
Coach,
goal. They're going to kick the field goal.
Miami, you lost a bit of a head scratcher there, but you didn't realize how fucking good Miami was with Tua. And then you're down 20-3 against Baltimore, and guess what? You come back and you beat them 23-20 at the end of the game. And then you skull fuck Pittsburgh. I mean, you just drub them into the mud over 400 yards. I look at Mahomes and the Chiefs, I go, no offense to the Chiefs, but I mean, look at you lost to the Colts, who I don't know about the Colts, but
Yeah.
they're no super. They have a tie on their record. I just look at that and I go, okay, well, that's not good for them. Then you did drub the Cardinals, but the Cardinals aren't that strong. You eked out
Right.
a win against the Chargers.
I always look at the Cardinals as a slow starter. Like they feel their way, and then they get going. Like I could very well see them coming back and winning this game against Philly. I really can. So, all right, let me go grab these beers. We got 2 beers to taste today.
Yeah.
One coming from
While we're
one
drinking, we're
one of
gonna-
our old favorites, Two Silos, has a seasonal beer. So this week is seasonal beers. One is an Oktoberfest, and the other one is a pumpkin variety from Two Silos.
And while we're drinking, we're going to talk some baseball because I know
Uh-oh.
Coach's Dodgers are getting ready. Game 3 is tonight for the wild card round of the Padres and Mets. Who do the Dodgers want to face, though?
I think they want to get the Padres. I'm not entirely sure. I'm thinking more and more for myself. I'm thinking the Dodgers probably want to play
The Padres?
I think so. I mean,
You think the Mets are a sneaky team?
no, I think
Or-
that the Dodgers know the Padres. I mean, you play them how many times during a season
sure.
that you know what you're getting out of them. So, all right, we've had founders on here before, and some of our founders have not been some of the best beers that we've
No,
ever had.
no.
They've not been awful or anything like that, but this founders is an Oktoberfest. It's a German-style Marzen beer. This is 6% alcohol by volume. It's got 20 IBUs, which is the bitters unit we talk about. It shouldn't be anything worth squawking about. Brewed and packaged by Founders Brewing Company, Grand Rapids, Michigan. 6.0%, I said. And this is Founders Oktoberfest. And It's a little lighter than most Oktoberfests I've seen, and
Just
we've
to let
tasted.
you guys know, it is October now.
It is October, but
fucking
oh,
crazy.
it's got that color. It's not as dark as what I've seen in the past. It's not 100% clear.
I'm just putting.
Look at you.
in here. I mean, got to finish it off at some point, right?
There's nothing over the top about its smell.
No.
There's nothing that grabs you there. That's a good beer. It's light,
It's a really good beer, Coach.
but it's a light beer, kind of, doesn't it? It doesn't have a punch to it. This is 6.0%. You know, your average beer is probably about 5.2, 5.4. So 6.0%. It's, what do you, does it have an aftertaste, you think, a little at
No,
all?
not really.
No, I'm not feeling it. Just a little bit maybe, but nothing over the top. It's got it's not a dark amber that you see out of a lot of Oktoberfests, but this is definitely German style. The only thing that I would say, the only knock on it is it doesn't have that full body taste I like out of an Oktoberfest. If you try Sam Adams Oktoberfest or you do Devil's Backbones O-Fest, you definitely you taste that dark richness of a full-bodied beer, and this just doesn't have that. But it's not that doesn't take anything away from this one. So this is Founders Oktoberfest, obviously a seasonal beer, and once again, got to give a big shout out to Raj at Near Food Mart, probably one of the greatest selections of beers in the area. And if you can't get it, if he doesn't have it, he can get it for you. What a great place to go and get beer. It's just a little hole in the wall. I think the pub we could probably store more beer in our pub here than what he has in his store. The great thing about it is if it's warm, he has it cold. If he has it on the shelf and it's warm, he also has it in a cooler and it's cold. So,
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good beer.
yes.
I could
Yes.
absolutely drink a bunch of those at a,
Yeah, I think
at a
so.
cooler.
Yeah, I think you could at a family gathering. I think if you were at Thanksgiving and you were watching the game and you were enjoying some I don't know, just I don't care what sporting event you watch, a baseball or whatever like that. You can sit and you can hammer a bunch of these.
And we didn't get a chance to talk about it this week, but what about Aaron Judge, man? I mean,
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I think he is. And I've never been a Yankees fan. I know you were when you were a kid and stuff like that.
I grew out of it. Don't worry, folks. That was just
it was just who they were back then. I mean, they were an exceptionally good baseball team at that time. But you couldn't ask for anything better than to have this young superstar break. I'll tell you this: the Maris family is happy that a guy like Aaron Judge did it. You know what I mean? It's not like because I was looking at the statements about Roger Maris Jr. And he looked at Barry Bonds and Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, and he thought that those guys, because of the PEDs, he looked at them as that their home runs in breaking 61 home runs were illegitimate because they had used performance enhancing, drugs and stuff like that. So it's whatever. But I'm really happy for Aaron Judge. That's a cool thing. So, all right, here we go. So, Two Silos, one of our favorite breweries in Middle Virginia, near it's Northern Virginia actually. It's just outside of Manassas. They made a seasonal beer called Pumpkin Ale, and it is it's got a cool label. It's got a pumpkin skeleton, and you can see that he's got two fingers up for Two Silos and stuff like that. It's got a pretty cool label and stuff on it, but. So let's take a look at this Two Silos, Virginia, or Two Silos Brewing in Manassas, Virginia. So it says our pumpkin ale is a beautifully balanced autumn brew with rich orange coloring and complementing spice aromas. This seasonal ale is handcrafted with an assortment of specialty spices and a generous amount of raw pumpkin, creating a delicious American original. Wow. This one kicks it up a little bit. This one is 7.0% alcohol by volume, and it's only got 22 IBUs, so it's a lot like the Founders there, but definitely a different style in pumpkin. And it's not like I don't like pumpkin bread or pumpkin seeds and things like that, but it's more of a Oktoberfest style beer for me, especially when you pour it and you take a look at its color. It's got a great color to it. It's a little cloudy, but I don't know if that's because it hasn't quite settled yet or anything. But oh, the aroma off of that thing definitely has a great pumpkin smell to it.
That is a beautiful. That's like you're in a candle store, man. All right.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm gonna be killing some
It's
of
like
these.
It's like drinking a graham cracker.
It has
like-
it has that spice to it, right? It has that a little bit of a cinnamony,
It is
the cinnamony,
so nice.
pumpkin-y spice to it.
It's so nice.
No real aftertaste to it. Just a tinge of IBUs you can taste at the end. Other than that, it tastes like it smells. It smells good. It tastes good. 2 silos. What? Those are really good beers.
Wow.
I think I like this one.
Yeah, that is that
Good
is
beer.
Very good.
Yes, it is. That's a very good
It is
beer.
a very
I think
good-
Patrick would like that. I think so. So there you go.
I think
Founders
sorry,
Oktoberfest
I'm kind
and
of
Tucson.
mesmerized by this
Yeah,
one.
I know, it's
because
kind of-
it's different. I've
Yes.
never tasted a pumpkin spice type of beer.
And
Man,
it,
is that good.
and it definitely has the right spice to it. You know what I mean? It is definitely they use the term raw pumpkin. I don't know me per se that raw pumpkin is the taste, but you can definitely taste that spice in there. And I don't know if it's a clovey spice, a cinnamony spice, and with a little dash of pumpkin in it. But this is a good beer, and I would definitely I would
Absolutely.
probably have more than one.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck to your Dodgers this week.
Yeah, we'll see.
They start on Tuesday.
Cleveland.
I think that you're
Cleveland is there.
against the Yankees starting on Tuesday
Yeah.
as well. Could we see a Yankees-Dodgers final, you think?
It wouldn't surprise me if it did happen, you know.
But man, your Dodgers have a tough test against the Braves, I think. I think that, like, when you face against the Braves, if you do get to that point, you have a tough test ahead of you.
Well, the one thing that stands out about the Dodgers and is they've got quality pitching, and then when you're into the playoffs, the pitching is everything. Pitching is everything.
You also have the best infield in baseball, though.
One of the best, yeah. You got Cleveland who wins. Seattle stunned Toronto yesterday with a big win. The Phillies took care of the Cardinals, and we're going to say goodbye to Albert Pujols. He's going to end his career. But, Philly came on at the right time. Seattle came out of nowhere. I wouldn't be surprised if baseball got set on its ear by somebody stunning it. Everybody talks about the Dodgers and the Dodgers record winning 111 games and stuff like that. But you know who is really, really good and have been labeled as cheaters is the Houston Astros. They're fucking good too. They are exceptionally, exceptionally good. And I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if Seattle took a chunk out of the Astros.
Okay.
So you got the Yankees. What is it? Game 1, the Yankees Tuesday. Yankees at the Yankees. Cleveland's at the Yankees in Game 1. The Mariners are also Game 1. The Mariners are also at Houston on Tuesday. The Braves are going to host Philly on Tuesday as well. And then the Dodgers. You're going to have 4 baseball games on Tuesday. And then the Dodgers will get the winner of the Padres and Mets.
Gotcha.
So,
All right, guys. Well, like I said, not the best Sunday football for us.
but it's still Sunday football.
Better than anything out there. All right, but we hope that next Sunday is going to be even better, and hopefully this Tennessee-Alabama game lives up to the hype. Let's hope that the Dodgers can pull out a strong first, series in the NLDS. But of course, all the show will be talked about football. We'll talk some baseball at the end of the show.
Yeah, hell yeah. You have to. You almost have to. We'll talk college football because there's going to be a couple good games coming
like
up.
I said,
in
I
college
hope
football.
this Tennessee-Alabama game lives up to the hype.
I think it would. I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee took a bite out of freaking Alabama's ass.
Gotcha.
That's for sure.
All right, guys. Until next time, peace out. Love
See
you
ya.
guys.